This is a video presentation for Iowa State University Industrial and Manufacturing Systems Engineering, class IE 441. Our presentation is for a Midwest retailer during the semester of fall 2023, and I'm Brody Larsen.
I'm Charles Gavin.
And I'm Joseph Sink.
So the problem our group was tasked with trying to find a solution for is the HMR or home meal replacement Beserba labeler, part of their HMR line. So currently this part of the line faces a lot of labeler and just general line downtime. The line also does not really see any preventative maintenance, so that could be a solution to that problem. But also there's no standard process for a label changeover, so that in turn leads to long setups and long changeovers, as well as there is currently not an updated database for those label settings, and as well those settings vary line by line. Then the objectives that our project looked to pursue and then offer our solution to are to reduce the Beserba unscheduled downtime by 20%, reduce the Beserba and tape dispenser downtime by 20%, reduce changeover time of the Beserba labor by 20%, and then lastly to decrease shoulder wear by 20%. Okay, so one of the first things we did was we worked with a Beserba trained operator to find the settings for the Beserba database. However, these settings we found originally were only for HMR line 2 as opposed to being able to work on all three lines. So we found that the database can be easily updated and that the settings can be saved. However, some problems that arose from this database was each line does have different settings, as well as there is a different naming convention for the Beserba side compared to the production side of things for the container types. And then so some solutions to combat those problems are we made another database, and then we were trying to standardize the naming convention of those containers.
To address the issue of the HMR line settings being different between each line, we went back and worked with employees to figure out each of the containers settings for each of the lines, and so any item produced can have the correct settings applied to it. Also, on the right is a table of the quantities of each container on each line to find which ones were produced the most on HMR line 1, HMR line 2, and HMR line 3. After finding each of the settings for each of the HMR lines, every single item was then applied to one of those settings so that they have it saved and ready to go. Another solution and proposal we have made to our company is visual models to assist with employees either learning or continuously using these new updated systems. Here is a portrait model of visual to access the system, and here is a landscape model to access the system. To achieve the shoulder wear objective, our group has proposed the company support the use of non-slip stools to reduce the amount of outside of regular positioning muscle activity and reduce the chance of shoulder injury long term.
Next, to address our goal of preventative maintenance, we wrote up some steps on how to do proper minor maintenance for our line leads. These maintenance would include cleaning the white rollers, cleaning the housing and black roller, as well as cleaning the grippers. When it comes to our savings, we expect a 20% reduction in downtime. This corresponds to around 12 hours monthly or 140 yearly. We then used the wage information as well as the number of operators on a line to correspond this to a value monetarily. This will translate to just under $41,000 a year. Below is a list of the expected costs moving forward with this project. The two leading factors are the initial $5,000 fee to the ISU department and the $600 a month preventative maintenance cost. In terms of total annual costs, the first year will have a cost of $14,500 with an expected $7,200 after that annually. In terms of future steps, we narrowed it down to three primary ones. To begin with, standardization of the container naming convention across different departments would lead to easier projects moving forward. Additionally, adding line-specific ALPs and SKUs would allow for each line to have its own settings for each product, increasing productivity. Lastly, implementing these changes building-wide to all Beserba labelers would increase productivity. This has been our video presentation. Thank you for watching.